welcome to my live. Here's your introduction question, carrying on from yesterday. So it says, which is the best estimate for this calculation? So you've got 3,724 plus 5,128. Now, is the best estimate answer either A, 8,000, B, 7,000, or C, 9,000? Have a go at that while I do some shout outs. Hi, Sam. Welcome. Oh, got lots of answers. Oh, hi, Harry. Hello. Hi, Alyssa. Hi. Hi, Barnabas and Sebastian. Hello. Hi, Zach and Mummy in High Wycombe. Hello. Hey. Brilliant. Hi, Kitty. Hello. Welcome back, Kitty. Hi, James. Hello. Hi, Hector and Hans. Welcome. Brilliant. Hi, Sunny. Hi. Hi, Molly. Welcome. Hi, Rufus. Welcome back, Rufus. So I'll put this down for a second and we'll get started. So if you weren't here yesterday, we're doing estimating, which is like rounding, but it's used in everyday scenario. Okay, so when we were saying like, we were talking about things like if you go through a supermarket and you pick up different items and they cost different amounts of money and you're trying to work out mentally how much you'd spend, you would naturally try and round up the numbers, but you wouldn't say, I think the amount I've spent rounded to the nearest 10 is, you wouldn't say that in everyday life. You would say, I sort of estimate I've spent this much, and it's that different terminology, that different word that is the difference. It's the same skills, it's just different wording. So the best estimate. So there are different ways of doing this because it depends on how you rounded it. Okay, you might have rounded it to the nearest 10, the nearest 100, or the nearest 1,000. But given that the answers are multiples of 1,000, it's giving you a hint of how you should try and round the question. So for example, 3,700 is the nearest 1,000 is 4,000. Okay, and then if you add 5,100, that's nearest to 5,000. So I'm rounding them up. So if you then do 4,000 plus 5,000, your answer is 9,000. So well done if you got that. Well done if you got that. Let's have a look. Let's see what everybody's saying. Okay. Hi Dora, hello. So I'm getting distracted now with shout out. I didn't do a lot of shout outs yesterday and I felt a bit bad. So, is Laura gate crashing my lesson again? Laura, I didn't have time for yours. I was eating a fish finger sandwich and I burnt my tongue as well, so. Hello Laura. We've got Reese, hi Reese. We've got Lachlan, hi. Brilliant. We've got Ben and Simone, hi, hello. Got Barney. Hi Barney. I love the name Barney. It's a great name. Brilliant. Super. Yeah, loads of you got the 9,000. That's brilliant. Yep. See, 9,000. Amazing. Okay. Hi. Hello. So I'm just laughing. I'm getting distracted now. No, don't go, Laura. It's fine. You're not distracting me. So what I'm going to do is split this second lesson into two parts, because some of you might be thinking, well, you did estimating in real life sort of yesterday, so are you going to do two lessons on it? The simple answer is yes, but half and half. So let me give you an example. A newspaper estimates that 12,400 people attended a parade. So there was 4,200 people at a parade. Why might a newspaper estimate? Well, maybe they're doing an article on it. Maybe they're saying how wonderful the parade was. So they're not going to put the exact number. It might be impossible to find it out. But they're estimating that this many people joined in. Now, which of these values, very similar question to the first one, which of these values could not have been the actual attendance if it was rounded? Okay, so So if the newspaper had estimated that there was 12,400 people at a parade, which one of these could not have been one of the possible values that it was rounded to? Have a little look. Think about how each of these numbers relate to the number in the parade. Brilliant. Science of full fish. I'm starving. I was getting hungry. Hi, Antonia. Hi, Gabby. Hello, welcome back. So, 12,400 people. So what you're thinking about, is it possible to round all these to 12,400? So the first one, 12, and can you see, it must have been rounded to the nearest 100. It can't have been rounded to the nearest 1,000 because the 4 wouldn't be there. So it's 12,351 rounded to the nearest 100, 2,400. Well, we're in the 300s. It's the digit to the right that tells us what to do. The 5 means round up. So this would be 12,400. So that one's fine. The next one, 13,400. Oh, well, they're both 400. So that's an acceptable one, yes? Yes? What do you think? Can we say that one? What are we saying, guys? What are we saying? What are we saying? Oh, I've gone back to fish fingers. Oh, you're on, yay! Good. Yes. No, it can't be this one. Because even though they've both got 400, this is in a completely different thousands. So that's a whole 1,000 more. So it can't be that one. Now, I did say there was one, but we always check in maths. We always make sure. Is 12,432 rounded to that? Well, yes, because we're currently in the 400s. The 3 tells us to round down, so we stick in the 400s. So it would still be 12,400. Well done, everybody. Well done. Okay, next question. Okay, an ice cream van sells 334 lollies and 127 ice creams. Oops, in one day. So that much is sold in one day. Estimate if a similar amount was sold each day of the week, how many lollies and ice creams would be sold in a whole week? So if the same amount, if that's one day, how much of both would be sold, and you're estimating how much would be sold in a week. Estimate. And I know there's some of you that are like, oh, but I just want to do the working out. I need the actual answer. Just estimate. It might be that you're the ice cream, like you own the van and you maybe not that, you haven't got time to do all the working out, so you just go, oh, that'll be that and that'll be that, and then do something, I can't tell you what because I'd be giving it away. Brilliant, well done. I love that some of you are actually like, yeah, it would be this because, and you're explaining your answer. In a lot of estimating questions, it does say, explain your answer, explain why. So how much of both would be sold in a week? What do we do? Well, first of all, we need to work out, well, there's 2 different ways of doing this. First of all, we need to know that a week is 7 days. So if you got that, we're on the way, okay? We're doing really well. So we know it's sort of 7 lots of these. Now, you could do 7 lots of each, one at a time, or you could combine the 2 first and then multiply it by 7. But it's an estimating question. So before we do any of that, we need to make life a little bit easier for us and do some rounding. Okay, so 3,300, I'm just going to say it's 300, about 300 lollies, 127 ice creams, that's about 100. So put that together, that's 400. Remember, you should be able to do this in your head, so that's what estimating requires. You shouldn't be able to, you can write down notes, but the actual calculating should be mental. So 300 plus 100 is 400, and then times it by 7. Well, 4 7s are 28, and then if I add the 2 zeros from the 400, that's 2,800 lollies and ice creams, approximately. Some days he'll sell more, some days she will sell less. It could be either, he or she. So that's a good estimate, okay? And you know what, if you've done it to the nearest 10 and you've been able to mentally add it, great. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I was looking for my notes there, I forgot I put them in my back pocket. I'm pre-prepared today. I might have notes like this every time. A theatre! Not a science theatre, like a performing theatre. A theatre has, so it's made up of 29 rows, okay, and there's 32 seats on each row, okay. So if you imagine there's 29 rows, all these are the rows, and then there's 32 seats, so 32 there and 32 there and 32 there, and you can't really draw it because it'd be a lot of drawing. So can you estimate if there was a show and the whole show sold out and each ticket cost £19.75, how much would the theatre make? Let's go this through again, right? So a theatre has 29 rows and 32 seats on each row, okay? Now, if there was a bomb on every seat in that theatre and they each paid £19.75, can you estimate how much the theatre would make from one sellout show? So again, try and change the numbers. Don't make it too complicated. Try and do it in your head. You can still make notes. Obviously, you can make notes with your rounding and have the visual in front of you. But if you're ending up doing quite complex calculations, you're not doing the rounding as basic. You can make it easier. It's such a strange topic because it's one of the few that you're like, make it easier for yourself. Make it easier for yourself. Let's see what you're all saying. Oh, got answers. Oh. Amazing. Okay. So first of all, let's spot what we can round. If there's 29 rows, so there's about 30 rows. So let's use that as our estimation. And 32 seats on each row again. 30, so that's 30 rows of 30. Okay, so there's 30 across and 30 down. So to find out how many seats there are in total, it's that area you need to multiply. So if you do 3 times 3, that's 9. Okay, and then you've got your 2 zeros. Okay, so there's 900 seats in the theatre. So you've got 900 seats approximately as an estimate. Well done. But we've not finished there. Definitely a multi-step problem. Because we know that each seat costs £19.75. Again, it's too hard. £19.75 times by 900? Nah. Let's make it £20. Okay? So we need 20 lots of 900. Okay, well, what's 2 lots of 900? Right, what's 2 nines? 2 nines is 18. So I've got my zero. So I've times that by 2. But I need to times it by 20, not by 2. And the difference between 2 and 20 is that there's a 0 on the end. So I need to add a 0 as well. £18,000. That's amazing, isn't it? Just for one sellout show, but that's a lot of seats though. 900 seats. Okay, it's £18,000. Okay, well done. Now then, this is where we go on to a slightly different part of the lesson, because I had a few messages yesterday from those parents that are mainly in year 6 or on behalf of their parents. Yeah, well, sorry, I'm just so, yes, well done. Well done. It is a big number. I know some, so I know some of you put 1,800. I know it was such a big number, so don't worry if your calculating was quite off. But you were rounding correctly, so even if you got 1,800, still give yourself a big yes, because your rounding was spot on. Now, what I was saying was I got some questions yesterday, or sort of requests from parents, because estimating in upper key stage 2 and going into key stage 3, and I have got some key stage 3 questions in my pocket, don't be scared, right, is that you can get estimating questions which are literally calculations, which involve rounding, okay? Something a bit like this. Oh, by the way, I will do the 3 challenge questions. Okay, I just want to show you a couple of these first. 2.9 times by 401. Now, looks awful, doesn't it? It's like, how do I do that? How do I set it out? How do I put my column method? Where does the decimal point go? Help me! Okay, but this isn't a decimals multiplying lesson. This is an estimating lesson. So if it asks you for an estimated answer, let's do some rounding. Right, 2.9, we know, is right next to 3. Okay, let's get rid of the decimal point. Let's make it to the nearest whole number. Brilliant. 401. Let's make it 400. Right, doing well here. What's 3 times 4, everybody? 3 times 4 is 12. Put our 2 zeros on. We got an answer. So you can use estimating like that. Right. Who's ready for some key stage 3 questions? And I mean like year 7, year 8 questions. You ready? Genuinely, I'm not making this up. Okay. These are taken from actual key stage 3 revision sites. Have a go at those. Brilliant. Right, just want to give you a bit of space, a bit of time. Everything's within my back pocket today. Losing everything. Okay. So, 7.1. Let's get rid of the decimal point. Make it 7. 97. 97 is right next to 100. 7 times 100. 700 is a good estimate. It is a good estimate. It's not that far out, okay? So it's a good estimate. 906 plus 397. Right, I've got to put the lid on the pen. So 906, let's make that 900. And 397, let's make that 400. So I'm doing 900 plus 400, so 900, 1,000, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. So 1,300. Yeah, can you see how I've rounded it up? Because the 9 means go to 4. Did it in my head. But those were Key Stage 3 questions. Right. I'm going to do a couple more of those in a minute, but I have the challenge question. The challenge question, I forgot, it was one question today. So if you haven't already done it, you can give it a go now. So, a football match. It's England versus Norway. Okay? England versus Norway. And there are England fans and there are Norway fans. This is obviously pre-COVID, okay? There's 46,738 England fans and there's 37,584 Norway fans. And the groundsman has to go and put programmes on every seat. Every seat's got to go around. But before he sets off, he needs to sort of have an estimate of how many he's actually dragging on to work it out. So he estimates, he looks and goes, I think I need about 83,000 programmes. I'm estimating that. Is that a good estimate? Yes or no? Can you explain why? Do you agree that's a good estimate or do you disagree? Explain why. I love it, like somebody just like, no, or yes, say why, explain to me, why is it? Okay. So we've got a few different ideas with this. So some of you said that, yeah, it's a good estimate because if you add, because it's in the 10,000s, so if you add 46 and 37, that you make that maybe, so that would make 6, so that would be 13, so 4, that would be 83. That would be 83,000, but careful because it's 46,700. So really we need to make this into 47,000 at the start. And this is 37,500. So we should round this up to 38,000. And if we don't round it up and we stick to these two, we're actually losing already about 1,000. So he's already going to be 1,000 short. So he'll dish them all out and have gone, oh, I'm about 1,000 missing, so he's going to have to go and drag another 1,000 magazines into the pitch and use all those. So yeah, you're looking at, if you know it's the nearest 1,000 in the question, try and round it in your answer before you start. Okay, well done. Here are your final questions. Okay, let's have a look. I would like you to have a go at and then I'm going to do a red hot challenge question at the bottom. I saw this, and even though I think it was like year 8, I was like, I've got to just give it a go, you know, there's no harm in giving it a go. It's an estimating question. I don't think I'm going to fit this on the board. It just, wow. Imagine if you doing this and you're in like year 3, year 4, and your parent comes in and goes, oh, how's the lesson going? And they look and go, what is Steph doing to you? Oh, got some answers for the first one. Well done. Well done, there's people really joining in. Answering, it's really, really good. Yes, keep going, well done. Okay. Hello Molly in Airdrie in Scotland, welcome back. So I'm just going to gradually, because I can see the time, so I'm going to just start to gradually go through it. So don't worry if you're still working. So 912, I just round to 900. 114, you could round to 100. So the answer there would be to subtract, so it could be 800. Or, there is 2 different ways of doing this. You could do 910, take away 110, and that would still give you 800. So either of those, remember, as long as you can do it mentally, if you're struggling to do it mentally, then you're not rounding it as easy enough, if that makes sense. Okay, so number 2, division. Right, let's make this as nice as possible for us. 61.2 divided by 10.13. Well, I think 60 divided by 10. Yeah, 60 divided by 10, and that's 6. If you're good at your dividing by 10s, you might have said 61 divided by 10, which would have been 6.1. So if you got either of those that you're able to do mentally, then fantastic, amazing. Right, well, let's tackle this monster at the bottom. Now, it didn't actually come with the brackets in the question, but that's a BODMAS skill, and it's not a BODMAS lesson, so I'm going to put brackets in it. Let's round it each bit at a time. Right, 9.03. What should we round that to? 9. So it's 9 plus, open brackets, 19.87. Well, 19.8, if I round that up, that's 20. Times by 3.11, we'll times that by 3. Close bracket. Take away 4.975. Okay, so we've done the first bit. Now, do the brackets first. So 20 times by 3. Well, 2 times 3 is 6. So if I add on the 0, so 20, 40, 60. Okay, so I've done that bit. So I need to add 9 and take away 5. 9 plus 60, 69. And then take away 5, 64. Let's have a look. Well done, 64. Well done. Brilliant. Some of it can be a bit confusing in there. Let's just have a look. I'm just going to cheat for a second. You know what I'm doing? I'm doing the actual calculation, seeing how far out we are. No! The answer's 65. So after all that and all the rounding, the answer is 65.8. So that, given how much different rounding we've done, that's really, really, really close. So that's why doing rounding is perfectly acceptable. Okay, well done everybody. You have been surrounded by, you've survived a week of rounding and estimating. Okay, I'm not putting a challenge question up today because I think you deserve a rest, but you have exactly half an hour to go onto my page and there's a poll. It started yesterday, it finishes in half an hour, to decide what lesson you'd like me to teach next week. The choices are angles or a mixture of prime numbers, factors and BODMAS. Okay, so you can either have prime numbers, factors and BODMAS as 1 week, or all next week as angles. Okay, so get your voting quick. You've got 29 minutes now, and I'll see you next week for whichever one it is. Thank you very much for joining in. Bye bye.